that you do a driving test. But for others, they do a knowledge test for everybody. So the Lagos knowledge testing has been an example we've been trying to replicate with all the states, that at least people should do a minimum 20-question model, test to see what they know about road signs before they are given a license. So because of that, I know many people are having these issues. They don't want to do the test or they don't want to do the driving test. But Lagos has been insisting, and I say kudos to them for insisting that the people go through a test.
Now, let's take a look at, some of the other issues now. Some people believe that, for those who have a biometric passport, this is from Etuka Ako, how long does it take to have a driver's license? Does the passport have anything to do with your driver's license?
No.
Absolutely nothing?
No, we don't use the passport database to do the driver's license. What will happen eventually is that when the national ID card begins to work, and they started now, they're rolling out, we have planned our system that when the national ID card begins to work, actually, what we need to do with our fingerprint machine is a verification of your identity from the national identity portal, and then we import your details. Now, but what will happen is that because people come back for driver's license periodically, that gives you an idea that they are still alive, because the national ID card captures you once. So the national driver's license will now be an avenue to validate people's national ID card over time, because you will come in every 3 years or 4 years, as the case may be, to renew your license. And that will be a way to verify this person is still alive, he did his driver's license on such and such a date. Because that information will go back into the national ID system. So we're going to be one of the sources, like the passport, where they will keep verifying that these people who originally captured in their system are still active in the system.
Let's quickly take you now to information sharing, because one of the things that brought up this conversation about the FRSC yesterday was, the plans by the police to introduce police BCMR. And a host of people were wondering, I have to do for a driver's license, and I have to go and capture again for police. Why can't they share information? Exactly, and it's not free. Why can't they share information?
Well, I intend to discuss the matter again with the Inspector General. I haven't heard from him. I just heard it in the news like everybody. And I want to believe that the police is a law-abiding organization. There must be a law supporting what they are doing. So I'm hoping that we're going to meet and discuss areas of synergy. Where this data has been got before, they will see how they can retrieve that data from us. If there are missing gaps in our own data that they need to capture somewhere, we can need to work out the synergy on how to do that. I don't believe that Nigerians will be subjected to that. So I will open conversations with him and see how we can make it easier for everybody.
Have there been cases...
More importantly, they need to be guided by the law.
Okay. Have there been cases where cars are stolen and then with the new number plates and it was repainted, every other external facilities were changed, and then they come to register and FRC discovers that, nope, this car has been registered previously?
In fact, it's gone beyond that. We have seen very interesting cases ranging from trying to register stolen vehicles and trying to register a car 2 times by the same person. He's gotten a number from Ogun State, then he goes to Lagos State and tries to get another number. For whatever reason, we do not know, but we normally report them to the police and the SSS. We're still trying to figure out how. But the more interesting one is the one that we are now doing with the Nigerian Customs, to say, as the vehicles are even coming into Nigeria, they pre-populate our system. So once you come in to register a car, it will show that you went through custom. So smuggled vehicles will be impossible to be registered in Nigeria, because custom will have loaded us up with all the vehicles that actually paid duty. So once you enter that number into the system, it will bring out the details of the car as a pass-through custom clearing process. We're about 1 month away for full implementation.
That's this nvisng.org.
Yes. Yes. It's already been integrated with the custom database.
Some people believe that you're focusing so much on security that you're also leaving safety aside, which is perhaps your primary reason for existence, safety on Nigerian roads. What do you have to say to people who believe that?
I find that an interesting perspective, and every time I read that, I see the power of miscommunication, how it can happen. But let me tell you a typical case. So you're on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. You're traveling from, say, Kwara and Lagos-Ibadan. and then the FRSC stops you for overspeeding, and then issues you a ticket, and then takes your driver's license details, copies it down, takes down your vehicle number, and goes away. And then goes back to the office, and you don't turn up to pay the fine. And you don't turn up to do anything because you've gone ahead to, there's no database where this driver's license exists. We don't know who owns the vehicle, as the case may be. And then you leave it for us. Sometimes we even seize your driver's license, and they leave it for you. And they go ahead and get another one. So the fundamental issue about driving is the driver. That driver has to be properly licensed and details kept. If there are no details kept about the driver, whatever we say to truck drivers, to everybody, is a waste of our time because they will go back. The fines for dangerous driving is 50,000. The cost of a license is 6,000. Why would you pay the fine? The reason why people in the UK or the US fear the police is that you've never seen a policeman in the UK impound a vehicle. Now, for an FRSC officer to get somebody to pay a fine, he has to physically impound that vehicle, take it to the office. Everywhere else in the world, you just issue a ticket. And automatically, the information about the driver's misbehavior goes into his records. Now, every time I get requests from other jurisdictions asking me, can you give me a report on this person's driving? So if you've had a moving violation, a non-moving violation, and all that, no records are kept. But today, because of the new driver's license, we have 2 million records of offenders who have committed various offenses. What will happen after this, the people can go on our website in the next 1 month and type in their old driver's license details and see the offenses they've committed, if any point you have. We are going to send people periodic messages on their demerit points on their system. Changing behavior is not just about enforcement, it's about consequences. So for me, and what I hope to achieve in FRSC, is to build that base when people know that records will follow them. The consequences of their offenses, of their misbehavior on the road, will follow them. Why can't we have speed cameras in Nigeria? Because we don't have database of vehicle plate numbers.
Yes, but as at now, what happens, what obtains is that people just believe that they are stopped randomly, which is basically what happens nowadays. Yeah. It's not, you're not being stopped because you were over speeding or one of the lights on your vehicle wasn't working. You're just stopped anyway.
Yes.
Why is that?
Because random stopping of vehicles is because of this same issue I keep talking about. If the person in the vehicle had already run a check on a vehicle, in the US or any other jurisdiction, they normally police will see you passing. They will key in your number, look, and just see that, oh, the insurance policy of this car has expired. This car is not fully registered before they stop you. In Nigeria, they have no information. So they randomly have to stop you to ask, do you have driver's license? But ideally, the information should be available to them, not from you. They should be able to tell you, okay, I can see you have a driver's license that has expired on such and such a date. Why have you not renewed it? Do you understand? So what I'm trying to do at the end of the day is that a year from now, people are going to be able to have so much information available to the enforcement agencies that Nigerians, the behavior change we want to happen will begin to happen based on consequences. Insurance companies are no more going to issue insurance to vehicles, but to people. Because now in Nigeria, you said vehicle number so and so is insured. What are you insuring? Are you insuring the driver's risk or are you insuring the vehicle? Vehicles don't react on their own. Vehicles are driven by people. Everywhere else in the world, people are insured because the insurance officer wants to know how has been your driving records. Are you a good driver or a bad driver? If you have been having regular infractions, he increases your premium. These are the things that change behavior.
Why is it that some who have comprehensive insurance are still forced to get the third-party insurance?
Nobody does that.
No, we have someone who said he registered, he got a new car recently. Yes. He got the comprehensive insurance, and then they still told him, no, you have to get a third-party insurance.
That's ignorance. You shouldn't do that. Insurance, comprehensive insurance is actually the insurance that we want. So why will anybody say no to third-party?
Because it was part of the cost for his registration, and they deducted the money.
No, that's the problem. One of the problems we have with the new number plates is that the state governments are not making people change their number plates when they come for their annual licensing. Now, if you come to do your annual licensing, when you have bought your insurance, your roadworthiness certificate, your vehicle license payment, and then you take the new plate number, that will just be an additional 10,000 cost on you. But when you have done your annual licensing for the year, and then you come back to change the new